This is a client story. It's a story about Joyce. You see, Joyce worked in sales, and she's been doing it for more than 5 years, and it's only last month, at the time of this recording, that she started to work with me in our coaching program. And it's always around weeks about 3.5 that I start to really go deep with the causes, the real root cause of burnout for my clients. You see, in the beginning, it's always the same thing. My clients will always be describing the symptoms. In fact, for Joyce, what she would say in the beginning is very simple things, seemingly unimportant. Something like, I just feel tired. I just feel tired when I go to work. So as the weeks pass, I start to see deeper into the real problem. You see, in the beginning, she was just tired. But what was really happening was she had been working and grinding for years. You see, Joyce is someone who is very driven. She's someone who is capable. She's someone who is talented. So she's someone who can go. Physically and mentally, she can go. Then where is this tiredness that's coming from? Isn't it strange? If someone can go, why would you come to me and say, I'm tired? So when I really found out what tired meant, well, she wasn't happy. That's what it meant. Even though she's doing well, even though she's making money, even though she can go, at home, what I found out was a completely different matter. For example, anytime, anytime her parents would start a conversation with her, her first response, her first instinctive response would be to snap at the parents. Could be just a simple question. Her siblings, conversations with her siblings, she will always be rude for no reason. She will always snap at them for no reason. And to her, this was something that's normal. And I told her that's not something that's normal. Would you snap at a client who just asked you a question? Would you snap at a stranger that asks you a question? So why are you behaving this way at home? So it turns out that this unhappiness actually bleeds over to her career, because over the last 5 years, what she found was no matter how hard she worked, she would always be running into a brick wall. She had been stuck at 5 figures for the longest time, so she thought that if she were to just carry on the same way, using the same methods that she used to push and push and push to hit 5 figures, she thought that if she could push a little harder, she could get to 6 figures. But the last 2.5 years have passed her by, and she only found herself to be working harder, to be pushing harder. Not only was she running into a brick wall, her results weren't coming through, she was starting to feel that so-called tiredness. What do you think that means? So when I look into her family, how she was like at home, I realized that this young lady, with all that drive, with all that talent, with all that capability, she was attending courses on how to become more confident. She was attending courses on how to develop herself, personal development. Yet the last 2.5 years, things are only getting harder. Emotionally, she wasn't able to connect with other people because the moment people would come close to her, she would snap. So to me, this is a blockage. It is not a blockage with her physical and mental capabilities. That is fine. It is a blockage in her emotions, in her spiritual world. There is some kind of blockage right there that's preventing her from having a breakthrough. And you know what that was? It was her inability to understand, taste, and receive love. So even when good things come her way, she would push it away. She would block it out. There's no way for her to embrace the good things. You know why that was? So again, it's always around weeks 3.5 that we go deep. And the real problem, it wasn't that she wasn't capable. The real problem wasn't that she wasn't skilled. You see, She had all the drive, she had all the skills, she had all the talent. But every single time good things came to her way, whether it was a promotion, whether it was a multi-figure deal, whether it was a new relationship, do you know what the end result was? It was always the same. She would be subconsciously or even unconsciously, she had no clue, just pushing those things away. So she wasn't aware at a conscious level. All this happening, not conscious. But what I found was she would be pushing all these things away and then wonder to herself, where are those things? So when I look at it, when I investigated the evidence, I saw that it doesn't make sense. You say that you work hard to achieve better finances, better standard of living, right? Better relationships. But why is it every time those things come your way, you would be unconsciously just snapping at them, creating problems for yourself, and just pushing them away? If you could consciously see this, you wouldn't be doing this. And she said she had no clue, and she just awakened to this realization that she had been working so hard to push, 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 and then she would also be working hard to block, block, block. Why? Is there any surprise that you would burn out? If you work hard to attract those things, and at the same time, you're working hard to block out those things, to push them away. Why? So the real reason wasn't because that she wasn't skilled. It wasn't because that she was not working hard enough. The real reason was at her core. She never understood love. You see, physically and mentally, she did receive the love from her parents, especially from her father. The physical and mental needs were met. The thing is, since she was young, her father never really set aside time to support, groom, and guide and nurture Joyce as far as the emotions are concerned. So she never felt validated. She never felt accepted. She never felt loved. She never felt supported. So because of this, all 20, 30 years of her life, she could never interpret the good things. She could never learn to accept the good things because her father would just take it away. And if every time, imagine this for a child's development, that every time good things come your way, they get shut down, what does that do to your psyche? Every time good things comes to this kid, it gets shut down. What does that do to your psyche? It shuts everything down. So is it any wonder that Joyce is pushing on a daily basis? Joyce is pushing physically and mentally on a daily basis. And all these things, they are happening on her back-end processing. She has no conscious clue. So every time she gets results, without knowing, she herself, subconsciously, unconsciously, has learned to shut those things down, just like her father has been shutting those things down since she was a kid. So is it any surprise? So when she understood this, she broke down for a good couple of hours, and then she realized where the real void was. So is it any surprise that no matter how many self-confidence programs she took, no matter how many personal development courses she went, she could never fill this void because she was filling the wrong void. The void wasn't because she didn't have the skill. She has the skill. She has the drive. She has the abilities. She has the talent. So why is she running into a brick wall again and again and again and again? Now you understand why? This was the real reason why she could never have a breakthrough. Because in her internal system, she doesn't know how to understand love. She doesn't know how to interpret love. If there is love, it must be a bad thing. It's going to be shut down. I'm going to be hurt. So you know what? I'm going to work harder on this side. But then when the good things come, the blockage, it doesn't just affect one thing. You know, spiritually, when you have this blockage here, you can't relate to good things. You can't accept love. You can't embrace love. Financially, it's going to hit you. Emotionally, it's going to hit you. In your relationships, not just with the people that you date, but the people that are closest to you, you are going to block them out. So without knowing it, Joyce was working ultra hard. But at the same time, she was snapping at her family members. She was snapping at her siblings. She was snapping at the people she loved. She was snapping at the promotions, the finances that were coming her way. She was snapping at all the good things that were coming her way because her system doesn't know how to interpret those things. This is a vicious cycle that she's not consciously doing to yourself. And I only realized this 3.5 weeks into the coaching program with Joyce. And you know what she was saying to me on day one? I just feel tired. And she wasn't lying to me. Consciously, that is all she sees. Because all these things are being blocked by her subconscious because her subconscious doesn't want her to feel the pain. So all she's allowed to see in her conscious mind is, I'm just tired. But of course you'll be tired. If she didn't come to me, what do you think is going to happen in another 3 years, in 5 years, in 10 years of running into the brick wall again and again and again? She would go crazy. So now she's able to not only reconnect with her father, she's able to forgive her father. Because her father had the same cycle from his father. And the cycle goes on. It's all inherited trauma. It's all inherited blockage. So thankfully now, she is not going to continue the cycle for her children. She will learn how to give love. She will learn how to support them because now she understands. Is it really a confidence issue? Is it really a personal development issue? No. It's a deep emotional burden that she couldn't see, she couldn't remove, and that's why she was stuck. So this was the reason why Joyce never had a breakthrough. What about yourself? What are you currently going through? If you're running into a brick wall again and again, understand that the problem is not with the wall, it's not with any programs you take, it's with yourself. Somewhere in your past, either a recent past or a distant past, somewhere in your past, the connection has been broken. A broken connection results in a blockage. Now, it's very hard for us to see our own blockage. I had to find help. I had to find the best teachers out there to guide me through my own maze. Otherwise, I would be going through years of hard work and still not understanding why. Like Joyce, I was burning out. So if that is you, my suggestion to you is to stop running into the brick wall and reach out and seek help. Maybe you need to be working with me to understand where exactly did the blockage happen. Otherwise, like Joyce, you're going to continue another 3, 5, 10 years running into the brick wall, investing in confidence programs, investing in personal development programs. Joyce spent a lot of money on relationship programs. She would buy the program, study the program, go home, and snap at her family. How does that even make sense? It's not the programs. It's just self-understanding. And if you need help, in the comments, in the description, I'm going to put a link for you to reach out to get help. Don't spend another 3, 5, 10 years running into the brick wall. Click on the link in the description below, book a time with me, and let's see. If you're saying, I'm tired, let's see what is the real cause. Now, change and transformation is always going to be painful. You have no idea how many times Joyce broke down. Sometimes I can't even have a conversation with her. It's just 1 hour of coaching call, 45 minutes just crying, 15 minutes we are talking. Change is painful. Transformation is painful. But would you rather experience the pain that's going to heal you so that once and for all you can move ahead, let it go and live as a happy man, happy woman, and get back to performing at your best? Or would you rather stay in that cycle for another 10 years and then pass it on to your kids? You decide. So the link is below. Click on it, fill up the form, book a time with me, and let's talk. If this doesn't work, I'm going to send you elsewhere to where you can get help. But either way, it's not about me. It's not about you. It is about those sneaky, deeply rooted problems that have been festering inside your subconscious. It's time to clear that system. It's time to clear all of that shit out. Do you agree? If this video brought you the clarity you needed to hear, remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so every time I release a client story like this, you get notified. And if you know of a friend that needs to hear this story, that needs to hear this message, maybe they've been burnt out for far too long and they're just saying to you, hey, I'm tired. Well, are they really tired? Do them a favor. Send them the URL, the link to this video. Share this video with them. You never know whose life you could change when you take an action as small as this. Last but not least, if you need help, reach out and I'll see what I can do for you. Until next time, it's Sena. Have a great day.